Hello everyone, this is Christian Interactive, and in this video we are going to focus on adding a couple new or a few new getters to our store. So in particular, for when we go to the account details, when we ask for an account, then not only do we get an account that has an ID and a name, but when we're done here we're going to have arrays associated with it, a couple of them. One for the deposits that have been made. So now when we ask for that account, we'll have all of the deposits, and as well as all of the securities that are associated with that account. Like I said, that's what we'll focus on in this video. Alright, so as tradition dictates, I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch the video and subscribing. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, I hope that you'll please consider subscribing to the channel. With that said, let's go ahead and get started here. So the first thing that we're going to do, I already have the file open for the store constants. We're going to add a few more constants so that we can create some getters. We'll start off here. So we're going to have the ability then to get a deposit, a single deposit, all the deposits associated with an account, all the securities, and a single security. So this is just copying of our constants there. So let me go ahead and save that. Next we'll go to our account types, and it's not interesting just to watch me copy or type that stuff in. We'll just copy and paste. So those are the four string constants that we had just made. So let's come down here. We're going to export some types. So export type getter account deposit. And what we'll expect is that we'll be given an account ID, which is a number. And if you give us the, oops, actually no. Look at the right line. Just the ID for the deposit itself. So with that, you'll give me an account deposit model. We'll export a type, getter account deposits. Now give us an account ID, and we'll spit out an array of these deposits. Type getter account T's. Same deal, an account ID, which is a number. This time though, we'll give you an array of those securities. Security ID and a single one. So those are the four additional types that we needed. And what we need to do is add those to our getter interface here. To do that, I'm just going to copy and paste. So we just have the singular account deposit getter gives us the type singular account deposit. So we can save that. Now to add it to our store, we go into our store types file here, and we'll see that what we have is the iAccount state coming in. So what we'll do is iAccount getters as well. And the store getters is extending what we did for securities. So now we'll just tack on the account getters wherever they are, right in front of my face probably. But let's go ahead and save that. Of course, we'll get an error at the moment. So now we'll go to our account module itself. So it stores all of the state and the getters and whatnot associated with an account. So we'll copy in those constants again. Plus, we're going to need to copy in the constant so that we can get an individual security, so that we can take care of the securities in singular one. So now, here's our account getters. Let's come in here after the account. Let's create some. So what do we have? We have a getter for account deposit. What do we get from that? We have a store state. Oops, we don't need that. And we have getters, which are account getters. I feel like I've made a mistake there or something, but all right, so perfect. So this is a singular account, so what we need to do is return a function that takes the ID, and then we find the deposit by using our find by ID method, store state, which one, the state of account deposits, and we pass in our ID. We know that it's not undefined because we're about to check. So we have our store action validator. We'll just say begin, and now we do while store actions getting throw if deposit dot is undefined. We have our undefined message. We were looking for a deposit. We have the ID, the store state for it, which is its deposits. Add an index value of that. Perfect. So now we have our throwing if we have it undefined, and we could say the deposit dot account equal getters. Be perfectly honest, may not want to set this, or we'd have to do some other thought. Well, what we're about to do for the account is to say these are the deposits and these are the securities with that account. So if I do this using this getter, then we would be in a circle and we'd have a problem there. So I guess I'm mainly doing the getting of an individual deposit and an individual security for completeness, I guess. But again, we'd have to deal with some circular referencing problems. Mainly what we're going to do is ask for the account, and we want the deposits and the securities to come with the account, not looking for looking at an individual account or deposit. We'd probably have to comment that out or something at some point. So we have an individual deposit now. Now it's time to be able to get all of the deposits. So we have a store state. Perfect. And this one, we're passed an account ID. Still a number, just a different one. And from here, we can say return store state. What we'll look for is the deposits. So now that we have the items, we can filter. And we filter them by, there's an account ID in all of them. We want the ones that match the account ID that were passed. Now we can get all of our deposits. We have to do the same thing for our securities here. So that's a little bit different, so let's just do it. So getter account, I guess we'll do plural one first. So as usual, we've got our store states, and we're going to use the getters, which is store getters, and we're going to return a function that takes the account ID, which is a number. It gets passed in to us. In here, though, we need constant account securities and store state. State, oh, right in front of my face. State securities. Go for the items. Filter once again. And we're filtering again. Account ID equals, account ID equals the account ID. I feel like I must have deleted something there, hitting buttons. What's missing? I don't know. What's your problem? The account ID were passed. Perfect. Over the line. All right. So now we have our account securities. But what we need, so that account security basically is a security plus the number of shares. So we need to populate the security itself. So we have the account securities, and for each, so x.security, that's going to be getters and getter security, and we have to pass x.security ID to it. So now that'll populate all of the securities, and now we can return. And last but not least is the actual individual one. So let's do security. And so we have our store state, we have our getters, store getters. We have a security, again, find by ID, store state, and which one? State account securities, we use the ID. It's not undefined, we know. Whoops. Nope. Helps if you do stuff right. Return function number. Now we have an ID. I'm not going to type it out. We just validate to make sure it's not undefined again. And down here we'll say account security dot account, again circular reference possible, getters getter account, which one? Account security dot account ID, account security dot security, perfect. And now we just need to return it, and I think that should take care of all of our getter requirements. Now I could have remembered previously, but inside of our store we have the index file, just making it easier exporting everything. We could have done this previous video. Let's go ahead, export star from slash which one, account deposit. So I'll export our deposit model and export star from store account security model. Save that. What we need to do now is to go back to our account model, which again we had before, just has this ID and a name associated with it. So let's add some to it. So import from store, and now we can import the account deposit model and the account security model. Give us a couple fields, deposits, account deposit model array. We will start off empty. Securities account security model array empty. Now we have a way to get them. So public get deposits. Perfect. So return this deposits. Let's make a way to set them. Account deposits model array. And then this deposits. Perfect. Exact same rigmarole for get securities. And this securities. Last but not least, set them securities, count securities, model array. So now we have the ability to set them. We can go back to our account module. Of course, the one we're using right now is saying get an account. So we get the account. Let's come down here and account securities, put alphabetical deposits. Oops. For the moment we weren't using them, but now we need them. So we're also going to be given the getters. This time all we need is the account getters, not all of them. And so we have getters. Which one? Account deposits, right? Plural, deposits. Pass in the ID of the account. Account.securities. Securities and account.id. All right, so with that done, we should now be able to go over here to our account details. So this is us loading up an individual account. Let's just console log the account. Save that. Let's take a look. So I'm already on it. I'm on the first account here. So we're getting the console log. And what we'll see in here, so now we have an array for deposits of 4 elements, and securities is an array of 8 elements. So now we have our deposits and securities being passed through when we ask for an account, so that now we can actually then display some useful information on our account details page. But that will have to wait for the next video. So until then, I will talk to you later. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. I know that your time is valuable. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and click the thumbs up button, as well as share the video with your friends. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. And once again, thank you, and I will talk to you in the next video.